Hello, back again. But today I'm back to tell you about the things I loved about Ghana. I had three different visits to Ghana, and each trip was different. The last trip was really, really bad for me. So, what I loved about Ghana is when I first got to One Africa, I fell in love with Ghana. Um, we started to drive around and see things, and I was quiet in the van because, like I said, it was a lot of tension in the van, but I was paying attention to the city. And we were passing villages, and in a crowd, we were passing like things that looked like the U.S. But when we got to Elmina, which is where a lot of the history of Ghana, that's where the transatlantic slave trade took place. And Ghana has a lot of history. It's a really historical city. So we started to see a lot of villages and outdoor markets, and I just fell in love with it. And even though I didn't eat the roadside food, you could buy food up and down the road anywhere. I just wouldn't eat it. The land is beautiful. Through, I remember leaving one Africa and going to starting to look for a home to live in. And oh God, I started to see the deeper parts of Ghana, and it was ugly to me. It was just a lot of dirt, a lot of trees, a lot of bushes, a lot of uncompleted buildings, and I found out why they're uncompleted, and it makes sense. Uh, like I said, it's a historical city, so a lot of the buildings are old, like 1939, and old buildings still standing, and people live in them or their stores. So, but as I started to stay in Ghana longer, my first trip, I think I stayed 40 days. So I had a 60-day visa. And I started to see the beauty in Ghana. I didn't care. I saw all the beauty in Ghana. Um, People not having showers, I could see the beauty in that. They were very slow. They live a really slow pace, non-violent, very humble life. And I loved that until I'd had to deal with it, and I didn't. Um, the people were just very humble, very loving. Yes, I did say they're selfish. No, not selfish. They're takers. They're manipulators. But like I said, that's just a means of survival for them. That did get annoying for me after I actually lived in Ghana. But like I said, I lived there long enough to understand it. It doesn't make me feel any better about it because it's annoying, but I do understand it. The people catered to me like I was royalty. Like literally, I couldn't do anything. Even this last 6.5 months I stayed in Ghana, I didn't wash a dish or sweep the whole time I was there. It's impossible. They won't allow it. Nobody will allow me to do that. The Ghanaians won't. Um, they were they bought me coconuts every morning, even though I did not like the coconut, fresh coconut. They would take a coconut off the tree every morning and said that I should drink it. Like I have to drink it. So I would try my best to drink it, and I just couldn't get the taste of it. When I got sick, I was able to force myself to drink it. I was able to force myself to drink and eat a lot of things in Ghana when I was sick. So my husband. No, I did not go back. This is a short video, but no, I did not go back to Ghana because of a man. I knew my husband, but he was just a part of the group of people that we met and we hung with, and we would just hang out with them. Shabazz, which is the manager of One Africa, he allowed One Africa to stay open. When One Africa closed to the public, he allowed us to stay up all night, play music, sit by the beach. The bar was open all night. The only thing that wasn't open for us was the kitchen. So we were just up all night having fun, having a good time until we left One Africa, or until my sisters left. So my husband was just a person there. I didn't know him. He was just a person there. But after I left and came home, I talked to all of them. Like all of them called me every single day and night. We talked, we laughed. They said how they missed me. They missed my sisters, and we just had a good time. And my husband was one of the people I talked to as well, just not that often because he's really shy and quiet. So after I came home the first time, we would talk. Like I said, I would talk to everybody. And okay, when we were in Ghana, he would sit next to me a lot. But he's not a people person, so when if it was me, him, and one other person, he was okay. But I noticed when the whole group came around, he would just disappear. And I know now that he's really shy and he's not a people person at all. He just really doesn't know how to be around people. So before I left to come back the first time, he would sit next to me a lot. But it was nothing. I didn't pay no mind to it. And I would notice he would sit next to me and he would be speaking in Arabic, like maybe he was reciting the Quran or praying or something. And I didn't interrupt him. It wouldn't be a long time. I would just hear him saying it, and then we would start talking and chit chatting, and it was just general talk about Ghana, or he would ask about the U.S. or something like that. When I came home, we go into Ramadan, and I posted a picture of me in my hijab, and he must have been on Facebook. He had never had a smartphone phone before. They got smartphones because they met us and they wanted a way to keep in touch with us. So my husband, who was not my husband at the time, ran out and got a smartphone. It was like a really cheap Ghana smartphone. I don't even know what name it is. He saw me post a picture of me and my hijab for the first day of Ramadan. And ding, my phone dinged. And it said, "Are you a Muslim woman?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "I didn't know." I said, "Well, I knew you were a Muslim man." He said, "How did you know?" I said, "Well, I assume because one, the way you carry yourself, and two, you would sit next to me and it would sound like you was reciting the Quran or praying in Arabic." And he said, "I don't speak Arabic." And I said, "Yes, you do." He didn't realize that he spoke Arabic. He connects reading the Quran in Arabic and speaking Arabic is completely different to him. Like he didn't realize he spoke the language. That's a whole nother story about the things that they don't know and don't realize in Ghana. So I said, "Yeah, I'm a Muslim woman." He said, "Oh, Hajia, you are my wife." And I was like, "What?" He said, "You're my wife." And I said, "Okay." It just, okay, that was it. We continued to talk. And then I went back to Ghana, and him and four of the people, I call them boys, meaning that they're just probably under 25 or something like that. Four of the boys picked me up from the airport. Shabazz let all of his workers leave to come and pick up me, which was one person. So he picked me up at the airport. We rode back, and then me and Latif just continued to, talk. Now my sisters are not there. I'm there alone. I don't pay much mind to the fact that he said I would be his wife. We just talked and we had a good time. He took me out to the market and we walked around and bought some things and blah blah blah. And eventually we got to know each other and we did get into a relationship. But that was one of the things I loved about Ghana is my husband loved me. Like he just treated me like I was everything. Everything. What I don't like, and I did learn about him over the last year and a half, is he doesn't do well under pressure. He didn't do well when he couldn't take care of me and things weren't going well. He would get real distant and real quiet. And so I had to have this conversation with him because I didn't know what the problem was. And he just kind of broke it down to me. And, well, yeah, those are some of the things I loved about Ghana. I didn't hang out with the diasporans, which is the Black Americans. I didn't have a connection or relationship with them. I immersed myself into the Ghanaian culture. I wanted to learn the culture. I wanted to live the culture. I was not interested in living like I lived in the U.S. I just wanted to be in Ghana and live like a Ghanaian. That was it. And I did. And I chose to live in the village, like I said, not knowing what I was asking for. And even at this point, I want to live one step up, maybe one or two steps up from what I did live, but I'm not interested in living in the city, the big city. I love the village. I love the slow, basic, simple life. They don't ask for much. They don't need much. It's just, I like that. And I don't need to live this high life for other people to see. One lady did tell me that I should always look like a queen and dress like a queen and blah, blah, and blah because I was an American. And I was like, I don't live that life. I'm not you. I don't live that life. I didn't walk around in African clothes all day trying to out African the Africans. I didn't do that. I was just a student. I was just there. I wasn't a tourist, which is why, I don't have a lot of pictures of the city and monuments and things like that. I should have taken more pictures, and I probably will the next time I go, because I have to go back. My husband's there if it's just for a visit. But I wasn't in a tourist state of mind. And so, um, but my mistake was surrounding myself and immersing myself into the Ghanaian culture, because it ended up hurting me at one point. I ended up sad and depressed. I really couldn't figure out why in the beginning, but I was around people that didn't understand my culture, and they didn't try to understand my culture. They just wanted me to understand their culture because I was on their land. So they spoke their language around me a lot. I didn't know what they were saying. They didn't understand when I didn't want to eat their food. They weren't mean about it. They just didn't get why I didn't want to eat their food. They would try to make me say, "Oh, this is good. You're gonna like it. You're gonna love it." And I would take one, stick my finger and take it. I couldn't eat it. I wouldn't. I wouldn't eat nothing that I didn't. I just wouldn't do it. So my husband would make. What I would eat was, I would eat potatoes. I would eat white potatoes, chicken if I bought and cooked my own chicken, and I would eat fruits and vegetables. That was pretty much all I ate in Ghana ever. I ate fufu, but it had to be fufu that me and my family pounded. We would have to pound it ourselves. Now, my family, I am surrounded by men, surrounded by men. Um, I have, a lot of ashes. Little Kofi, Big Kofi was around. Emmanuel, Taboo, Champagne. There's a lot of Black Jesus. There's a lot of people. Uh, that was my family that would make sure I'm okay always. Only thing they really couldn't help me with was money, because it's not there. But if they had it and if I need it, they would give it to me. If I asked right now and they have it, they would give it to me. No problem. No problem. Now, do they treat other people like that? Nope. Nope. Some reason God gave me favor with the locals, except whatever the person is that put a spell on me. He gave me favor with the locals. They really loved me. They really respected me. They really enjoyed being around me. Just to come back home, like I said, and there's no violence, just to come back home and every time you blink, another person is dead, hit by a car, shot and killed. This person shot and killed. This baby just died. I don't know why he died. And Ali was, in a car accident. It doesn't stop. It just, the death and the sadness here doesn't stop. I'll be in a state of depression here. And the difference in here and there is I'm home alone. I don't have that circle of friends around me. I don't have the people around me that love me. My daughters come by, sit for a minute, and they have their own lives. They go. I can't get out the house because I can't have walk because I had an accident on the way home from the airport, a car accident. But I'm definitely going back. As soon as I can, I'm going back. I miss my husband. I miss I just miss Ghana. I think I'm gonna come. I think God will bring me back and forth until I get it right, until I figure out where I'm supposed to be. Because right now I have a life in two countries, two continents, two different sets of family, and it's hard. I get to Ghana, I miss the U.S. Get to the U.S. and I miss Ghana. I get to the U.S. and hate I came back here. And I love this country. This is my home. But, well, I don't know. I miss my neighborhood, my neighbors. I miss simple things like my corner store, Marcus, the Blue Store, Edison, hearing the Edison game, hearing them cheer and scream for football games. I miss my whole neighborhood. So I'll be back soon with another video. Not sure what I'm going to talk about, but I'll be back with another video. Like I said, you can like, comment, subscribe, and share, please. I would appreciate that. If you have any questions, you can put in the comments or inbox me on Messenger, and I'll talk to you later.